East Mountain High School is a small rural high school in the mountains outside of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Over the last 3 years, we have been the beneficiaries of a generous grant from the McCarthey-Dressman Foundation. The East Mountain High School Science Department and its administration would like to sincerely thank the McCarthey-Dressman Foundation for this funding. The purpose of this funding was to use professional development to create unique and innovative ways of delivering science instruction, and we are happy to say that we have accomplished just that. Most of the components of our new program have surely been tried before, but our program, when viewed as a whole, is very untraditional and exciting. Over the last 3 years, we have focused on creating a collaborative environment in our department that has focused on unique curriculum delivery, meaningful assessment, and student involvement in decision making.
Much of our early discussion centered on the idea of collaboration versus consensus. Collaboration meant we were all going in the same overall direction, but didn't mean that we were all doing the same things. Collaboration caused an intensity and a lot of frequent self-reflection, and nobody operated in a safe box. One lesson learned, not everyone had the same buy-in. Collaboration allowed us to be more creative and stronger as a group than we would have been as individuals. Our first student project as part of this grant was to utilize a new concept to get our students to understand that science has a historical context and that there were many influences that contributed to scientific theories. We decided to study the big ideas in science, some of which included Copernicus's heliocentric theory of the solar system, evolution, and the space race. Copernicus's theory and Galileo's persecution gave us a chance to study Renaissance art, music, and culture as it impacted scientific thought of the time. Other staff members seized on the cross-curricular opportunities, and one humanities teacher had his students perform some of Galileo's experiments on gravity. The excitement culminated in a school-wide Renaissance fair where students and teachers dressed in period costumes watched various demonstrations, performed in plays, and spent an entire afternoon reveling in the experience that learning occurs in many places other than the traditional classroom.
Research suggests it is extremely important for educators to keep their students engaged in the classroom and prepare them to be competent manipulators of information if they are to be successful in the future. Over the last 3 years, we have increased student use of technology in the classroom on a daily basis. Through the use of interactive smart boards and software programs such as Google SketchUp and Inspiration, we have provided students new pathways into using technology as personally interactive, engaging, and excellent ways to present visual information to others during presentations.
To successfully prepare students for future endeavors in the 21st century, all students during their junior year at East Mountain High School enroll in Honors Environmental Science. A fundamental goal of this curriculum is to engage students in experiential service learning projects throughout the East Mountain community. Students demonstrate achievement of 21st century skills through completion of their projects and in collaboration with mentors from U.S. Fish and Wildlife, Bernalillo County Open Space, and local community organizations engaged in environmental issues. Projects include the historical and cultural preservation of our local acequia and mediation of animal-human encounters, construction and implementation of water catchment systems, permaculture, an EMHS recycling program, an educational botanic garden reflecting the life zones of the area, and an organic garden and greenhouse.
New Mexico high schools are required by law to complete short cycle assessments for their math and English classes. Our science department has taken the lead in doing this as well, even though we are not required to by the public education department. In the fall of 2009, we began to use the ACT College Prep exam as our department's short cycle assessment for juniors. Throughout the school year, students take several mock exams, and their instructors lead them through test-taking strategies, test deconstruction, and peer tutoring sessions in order to prepare for their first formal ACT test in the spring. In 2010, East Mountain High School was recognized by ACT as a school worthy of receiving its College Readiness Award. Because of this success, our department now uses the freshman ACT Explore test and the sophomore ACT Plan test as its short cycle assessments for underclassmen.
We are pleased to announce to the McCarthey-Dressman Foundation that we have very successfully leveraged its funds provided to East Mountain High School. Over the last 3 years, we have brought in over $50,000 to our science programs in addition to the McCarthey-Dressman funding. A list of these additional funders includes State Farm, Albuquerque Community Foundation, Toshiba Corporation, Bank of the West, Intel Corporation, AARP, Public Utility Services of New Mexico, and the United States Fish and Wildlife Services. A brief synopsis of the programs that are assisted by these funds are community service learning projects by our juniors, developing a greenhouse botanical gardens complex on our campus, installing green alternative energy systems on our campus, etc. We are strongly dedicated to the sustainability of both our science programs and to our professional development programs jump-started by the McCarthey-Dressman.
Our immediate goals for the 2011-2012 school year are to make a departmental presentation at a national science education seminar about the importance of collaboration in developing a forward-looking educational program. In addition, we plan to publish an article about our departmental changes in a national level education journal. The publication will focus on what is necessary for a department to make such cohesive changes. The role of the McCarthey-Dressman Foundation will be featured in each of these venues. Again, the East Mountain High School Science Department would like to thank you for your generous support of our professional development program.